In 2014, Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor was released, and it offered a unique take on Tolkien's epic Lord of the Rings series. Thanks to its slick third-person combat and groundbreaking Nemesis system, the game received critical acclaim. 3 years later and we will finally be getting the sequel, called Shadow of War, and it will have some truly exciting features that build upon the great foundations of the previous game, whilst also fixing some of its weaknesses. I'm Zach at Digital Pinnacle, and in this video I will be going through the top 5 features that Shadow of War will include. Without further delay, let's jump right into it. At number 5 we have the greatly expanded world that you'll be able to freely explore. Unlike the previous game, which only featured 2 regions, Shadow of War will feature a lot more, which offer a broad variety in environments. From the fiery plains of Gorgoroth to the snowy peaks of Saragost, all of the regions will be massive in both size and the amount of detail they contain. Packed with unique enemies, quests and locations to explore, the world of Shadow of War will be colossal and full of things to do. Up next at number 4, we have the return of the brilliant combat system, which was a standout feature of the previous game. With powerful abilities, satisfying executions and a great leveling system to underpin it, the fluid combat of Shadow of Mordor will thankfully be featured in the sequel with even more refinement and variety. Shadow of War will feature over 100 skills that allow you to choose from different playstyles. New abilities such as being able to separate Talion and Celebrimbor to perform dual executions or spectral killing frenzies will provide more ways to dispatch multiple enemies. Like the first game, players will be able to approach battle as they choose to, whether it's by stealth or open combat, and mounts can also be used in battle, and you'll even get to fly a dragon. To top things off, Shadow of War will have more RPG focus, meaning that you can equip Talion with a variety of different armour and weapons, all of which can be looted on the battlefield. One of the bigger additions coming to Shadow of War is the ability to recruit followers. As the name suggests, this game is about war, and a Lone Ranger isn't enough to conquer the dark forces of Sauron this time around. Instead, you'll need to recruit an army of your own, and it will be down to you to select the warriors you'll fight side by side with. There are many different types of followers that all have their own strengths, weaknesses and abilities, and just like the enemies you'll face, they are all affected by the Nemesis system, making them completely unique to your game. The ability to recruit followers serves a very big purpose, and that's to help you capture enemy fortresses that are scattered around the enormous regions. Fighting alongside your followers, you'll enter epic large-scale siege battles as you attempt to dethrone the overlord that resides deep within the fortress. As mentioned earlier, every follower has unique abilities that serve different purposes during fortress attacks. From breaking down the gates to scaling over the walls to flank the enemy, every follower has a different role in battle. Once a fort's defences have been broken and the overlord has been eliminated, the fort is yours for the taking. In order to prevent Sauron's army from reclaiming the fort, you'll need to choose one of your followers to become the new overlord, and different overlords will offer different advantages, whether it's shrouding the fort in sorcery or providing a continuous stream of resources that allow you to upgrade your fort's defences. The epic large-scale battles and flexible tactics fortress capturing will bring is yet another reason to be excited for Shadow of War. Finally, at number 1, the pinnacle of Shadow of War's features, we have the next generation Nemesis system. This is at number 1 because many of the features I've mentioned so far in this video are enhanced by this revolutionary technology. The Nemesis system in the first game was named such because it focused on the enemies and the way you shaped them through your interactions. However, in Shadow of War, the Nemesis system will also affect your followers, and unique stories of loyalty, friendship, and even betrayal will be created. For example, in the gameplay footage, we see an enemy warchief called Thrak, who has a history with Talion. He was previously one of Talion's loyal followers and friends until he died in battle. However, he was resurrected by Sauron and joined the forces of evil with a very strong grudge against Talion. In another instance, we see one of Talion's faithful followers rescuing him in the heat of battle. All of this is dynamic, and every single follower and warchief in Shadow of War will have the same potential for unique and personal stories to be created. Enemy overlords that reside deep within fortresses are also affected by the Nemesis system, and depending on their personal story, they will customise their own throne room to reflect their personality. These are just very small examples of how the Nemesis system will create personal stories that fills its huge open world and powers its innovative gameplay, and that's why we can't wait for Shadow of War. So there you have it, our top 5 features of Shadow of War. This game will be released on the 22nd of August this year on Xbox One, PS4 and PC. In addition, it will also come with support for PlayStation 4 Pro and Project Scorpio. Let us know in the comments what excites you the most about this game, and if you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe. Thanks very much for watching.